Right. Hello, I'm Tada X Cormac, and tonight I've had an absolute fucker. I've been trying to set up OBS the whole night, pretty much, to try and stream two places at once. Finally got it working, and then I could not be asked doing what I was gonna do, which was go through one of the Checker Sky albums, which was my band, and kind of just go through the songs and do like a 40-minute, 50-minute video, explaining where the song kind of originated from, because I can remember writing most of them. But I've decided not to do it anymore. So, other important news, or rather from music, is Final Fantasy VII. So, let's have a look here. This just got released. I was walking up a hill with my friend yesterday, and he was telling me about that they're releasing this new Final Fantasy VII on Steam, and I was like, what, the third part of the remake? And he was like, no, it's just anyway, he couldn't really explain what it was he was trying to say, so I just remembered about it, so let's have a look together, because I've not even read this yet. But the original Final Fantasy VII is getting a new release on Steam, but I can't tell you why. It's never a promising headline there. So Final Fantasy VII 2013 edition, get used to seeing those words, because if you presently own Square's RPG on Steam, that'll soon be how it's referred to in your library. Well, because a 2026 edition is en route, of course, which I assume will not be called Final Fantasy VII, but it's just be called Final Fantasy VII. Ah, right, okay. So whatever this is, they're just replacing the 2013 edition and just calling it Final Fantasy VII. Okay, I'm excited, I'm not gonna lie. Why would they go through the hassle of re-releasing a game that's been there since 2013? And I've played it with the Seventh Heaven mods and stuff. Kind of been chipping away at that for the past couple of months. And it's brilliant. So if they're about to do this and make it properly legitimate, modded, in fact, dare I say it, the remaster we've all been waiting for. So what's the deal? I don't know. Does anyone? Square themselves, presumably. What sorts of changes can we expect? Only they can say, as of this writing, they've not elected to do so. Oh. Instead, they've given folks a heads up that the current version of the game will soon be unavailable for purchase. Ooh. Okay, so if you've now got 2013 edition that you can mod beautifully, I suggest going and getting it, because the mods are nice. Just in case this goes down for an anti-modding thing, I don't know. We'll read on. Alongside guidelines how to go about the snugging the hopefully better version to come. I don't like words, hopefully. And I do feel like if they were going to release, well, say they're going to replace a game, why would they not just tell you why? I'm Square Enix, we're got to replace a game, and it's got to look and feel better with taking out the fucking 30 FPS. You can now get 60 FPS. Blah 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 blah, and then everybody's pumped. Have better backgrounds, as it says there. Hopefully. So it's all we ever wanted. Yeah, I'm with you, whoever wrote this. So the PlayStation Classic Final Fantasy trilogy with enhanced resolution characters seen in more recent ports, and the return to the form beautifully pre-rendered backgrounds seen in 7 through 9. Yeah. It's made all kinds of muddy due to the process used when constructing those ports. It makes Final Fantasy 7 and 9 in particular kind of a headache for me to replay without mods. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I remember, obviously, what year would it have been? 97, I think, Final Fantasy came out. I've got quite a funny story about that. So 97, so I would have been 10 years old, 10 years old. And my pal was in France on a holiday, and he seen the game there. I don't know if it was cheaper or whatever, but anyway, he got it. So he bought the game in France, came back, put it in his PlayStation, and shock, it was in French. And obviously this is way before times where you can just change the language of games. I'm surprised it even worked, but it's obviously with the region is all good there. But anyway, so he gets this game and it's bonjour, fudu fafa. So he played through the whole game. He got insane hours, like the timer was maxed out, you couldn't go any further, and yeah, he got everything. But he just got a guide and kind of just they learned French, but got through the game in French. But saying that, imagine you can go into settings and change the language. So if you could do that, let me know. But I'm pretty sure we did look. But obviously everything was in French, so you couldn't see language, or I don't know. But anyway, he'd done it, and that kind of introduced me to Final Fantasy VII back in the day. So where was I here? Yeah, so 7 and 9, but I can mind playing it on. He had kind of like a big telly, but yeah, 27-inch back then with the back is about 27-inch. It looked phenomenal. The backgrounds were amazing. The kind of pre-renders. Yeah, so but the newer ones are shite. Like if I play Final Fantasy on here, oh my god, the backgrounds are horrific. But the mods are really good. If you want the mod, do it. But I digress. In truth, we really have no clue what's coming. Only in the fact is, here's what Square had to say. Oh, okay. When the new version launches, Final Fantasy VII 2013 edition will no longer be available for purchase on Steam Store. Existing owners will continue to have access to Final Fantasy 2013. Oh, okay. In their library, the new version will be listed on Steam Store as Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, so they're taking your Final Fantasy VII, putting that in its own folder, replacing it with this Final Fantasy VII, but you get to keep both. I'm just trying to think, because if they're trying to do this for anti-ports, mods, they should have just replaced it in an update. But anyway, okay. Will I need to buy the game again? Ooh, that's a big one actually. All players who've already owned the 2013 edition are eligible to access the new version at no additional cost. Okay, that's a W for me. Like, both versions will remain accessible in the owner's Steam library once the new version is released. Okay. Will my existing saves carry over? Ooh. Wait a minute, I've never got to read that next bit. The saves have to carry over, surely. Surely they can't just replace a game and you kind of. I'll spare you the quote in this time. The answer per the post is no. What? That's fucked. In the sense of, you could have the perfect save on Final Fantasy modded version. You've been playing it for fucking 10 years. You've got everything you want, and then obviously you can play that old one. But if the new one, I don't know. Actually, is it good? What do you think? I mean, is it good? Obviously, it's not good. You would like to go into this new game if it has been redone up and it's beautiful with a perfect save, or if it is redone, like the remake we always wanted, then you would want to start again anyway, wouldn't you? But would you like the option to hear your save? If they put extra stuff in it, that's why you can't hear your save? Who knows? Or is it just, you can play that modded game, but here's another game? I don't know, that doesn't make so much sense to me. Anyway. So, got it. Now you can actually tell me about this. Do you at least have any hints? It says, you're welcome. I mean, I'm wearing a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth t-shirt, even as I type these words. I was hoping you might provide me with some information on what's going on here. What if it ends up being virtually identical, and this was some code-related shift at most, or like a licenses issue to resolve it, you've releasing it? But surely, if that was the deal, if it was just code or licensing, you would be able to just, hey, that's a new game that doesn't look different, and play it normally with your save. I have no idea. I would imagine something is changing, but the bottom line is, don't expect much. How can you say that though? Be pleasantly surprised otherwise, and hold on to that 2013 edition if it turns out early adopters of Final Fantasy VII's next iteration have nothing but grievance. Oh, and you've got some comments on this. I thought the reason was blatantly obvious. They want to remove any compatibility with the 7 Heaven mod launcher. Well, okay. Square Enix doesn't want you modding Final Fantasy VII, so they're remaking the entire game to keep people from using it. It's an anti-modding measure. How is this not obvious? Square Enix routinely make updates to their games to switch positions of assets around so that the mods stop working every 6 months or so. Okay, so a company that's mega busy, they've just remade games, which we'll go into in a minute. They've just done the remake, Rebirth, and then obviously the new one, whatever it's got. Has it got a name yet? Anyway, if it's got a name, let me know. Yeah, if they're busy doing that, they're not remaking a whole game to stop a mod. Surely. Anyway. I could absolutely see that being the case, but if it was the case, I suspect they would just flush. Yeah, that's it. So if they were doing this for modding, they would have went, you no longer can play the 2013 version. Here's a new fucker. And it could look exactly the same, but they've updated it so you can't mod it. Yeah? That doesn't make sense if they're just letting you. So if the new one is exactly the same, you can still just play this one with modded. So, okay. And release this new version as an update without any warning, rather than telling everyone in advance that a new version is coming at some point, allowing those of us who have the existing version to keep it as well as having access to the new one. That is very valid. That's very, very valid. Anyway, so before I go, remake. Oh, shit. My computer's what? Poop it. So, remake. What did we think? What did we think at the time? I can remember. I'm gonna wait. I'll go back up there and look at this picture. In fact, that's a good. Oh well, I think I got it. Yeah, remake. I mind getting off the train and the new graphics. Like the new game. Like fuck. And I walked into the room just off of the train station, and then you could suddenly go where you couldn't go before. And I thought that was amazing. It opened my eyes to like the holy shit. I can go where I could never see because the cameras were fixed. Yeah. And then it kind of just slowed down, and then new characters were introduced, or any villains, enemies, whatever, they were introduced, and it just did not grip me at all. And that's for the open world, and you didn't leave Midgard the whole game, and it was just like I wanted to get out. I wanted the feeling of being free. It was the whole point of Final Fantasy games. So I didn't even think I finished remake, to be honest. I think I did actually, but it took me a while. I think I went back to it and went through that stage for you, like, come on, let's just sit and this is what we're gonna do. But then obviously Rebirth came a couple of years later. And I tried to psych myself up for it because I love Final Fantasy, Cloud's a boy. And yeah, got that. And when I got it, I was stuck. I was in it. I was there. I got 25 hours in the first couple of days. Kind of 100% in the open world sections, shall we say. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then the staleness came, where you get to a new area, you explore that area, you got your chocobos and you go in, and then here's a fucking summon, you go up and do that, and then here's a stupid bench, and yeah, it just kind of got very, very samey. Where was it? It's Costa del Sol, and it was all just going down to the beach in bikinis and that. And it looks good. It looks amazing, and it like I wish I was 10-year-old again to play this game and like realize how fucking amazing it probably is. But obviously, the wrong end of 30 now, and I think it's it just takes a lot for me to get into that kind of stuff. So I got there. I only got to Gold Saucer. I think that's where I'm at. Started doing the bits of Gold Saucer, and yeah, I just kind of like fucking get me out of here. Like, where's Ruby Weapon? In where that fight was unbelievable in the original. Like, I can remember meeting him. What the fuck is this? We didn't have internet. It wasn't our YouTube, and he absolutely just smashed it. And then it was obviously the talk. Everybody hit the game. Ruby Weapon. And even Emerald Weapon, but Ruby Weapon, I can remember beating him, and it wasn't even on the original PlayStation. I bet him. It was a few years later. I had it on the PSP, and I grinded that to death, and got everything. and finally beat Ruby Weapon then. So see, I can speak about the original, but this remake's, I don't know. But anyway, if you're watching this and you've stuck however long it's been, you've stuck listening to it, just leave a comment, grab a sub. We're going to have more kind of conversations like this, whether it's music or games or just me as a person. This is what this channel is. It's about me. And kind of, I'm just trying something different. So yeah, if you've got any kind of, if you love the game, the new remakes, and they're way better and they add more depth, then yeah, by all means, let's have that conversation. But yeah, I'm still going to try Rebirth. So obviously the new one's going to come out and I have to finish them. So I'm going to get back into Rebirth, hopefully coming into the Easter kind of time. And okay, why there's a time on that or a day I could play it right now, but yeah, I'm going to try and get on it and get it finished. So I'll maybe do some streams of that one night. So get on here and keep me right. And when I go, fuck this, I'm switching it off. You say, no, don't do it, you dickhead. Stay and watch it. But no, here's my little rant about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Or, holy shit, Final Fantasy VII releasing, or no, what are they doing? Replacing Final Fantasy VII on Steam, and how I felt about it. So, thank you very much. As I said, the name I kind of go by on here is Tada X Cormac. Big inspiration for Hunter x Hunter. I know you don't say the X, but Tada Cormac's weird. Maybe we'll use it. But Hunter x Hunter. So Tada is my gaming name, and my second name's Cormac, so we went with that. So no, thank you very much if you're watching. If not, and you're watching this video 3 years from now when the new game's out, tell me how good it is. Convince me. Right. Peace out, humans. I will see you on the flip side. Ta-da!